Pascal. You are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild, Haitian in the building, so original. Got the haters catching feelings. Get your hands up to the ceiling and keep them held high, cause St. Louis is ready. Forget about it, goodbye. Hold up, we just saying hi. Five somebody, rise up. Weekdays, catch us live, somebody. Let's go.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Pascal Show. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. I hope you all are doing well out there, enjoying your Tuesday. Man, it is Tuesday. Man, it's Tuesday, y'all. And it feels like it should be a different, it feels like it should be a Monday. I'll be really, really honest right here about that. But I am happy that I'm here today to talk to you guys. You know, a little short show, but we got some things to talk about today. We got a gang of stuff to talk about. Real talk. And this is a particular story that I broke a couple days ago or last week that has been getting a lot of conversation. People have been talking about this quite a bit. So I'm like, you know what? We need to jump into these stories and do some updates on this, because I know a lot of people are wondering what's going on. You know what I mean? Like what's been popping? What's been going on with this particular story? You know, I just did a story last night about a young man that was shot and gunned down by the police by the name of Jason Walker. If you haven't had a chance, I'm just fixing this, guys. Sorry. But if you haven't had a chance to do so, please go and check out that video. There was a lot of information that was dropped in that video, and I think that it's important that we keep spreading these stories, right? Of all kinds, because there's a lot of unjust things that are going on in the world. It's crazy, like how many bad things that are going on at this, like simultaneously on this, just in this country alone, is just mind-blowing to me. Heartbreaking, actually, if you really want my honest opinion. And in this particular story, this one's tough. This one's definitely tough. And we got Austria in the house. What's up? Let me get that up here. Austria in the house. All right. I appreciate it. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you tuning in. I don't know what time it is in Austria right now, but hey, I appreciate you coming in and checking out the show. So this is the time to say this so we can jump into it, because I don't have a whole lot of time today, unfortunately. But I wanted to give you guys some information on what's going on. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, send those likes all the way up. I know you guys are starting to file in, you know, starting to get your notifications and all that. And also do me a favor, if you haven't done it, hit that notification bell so that whenever you know that I go live, you get a notification. Some of y'all don't get your notifications, so you might have to turn off the notification and turn it back on. You know what I mean? Unring and then ring the bell again. You see what I'm saying? So please do me that solid. Hit that like button down below. Don't forget to hit that notification button. And if you haven't done any of these things yet, please hit that subscribe button. All right. We are marching towards 50,000 subscribers. It's a slow march, but we're getting there nonetheless. All right. So it'd be great to have you a part of the Pascal Show family. And we got to get into this story, y'all. All right. We already know. We have talked about this before. About a young girl. She's now 7 years old. Her name is Harmony Montgomery. And she's been missing for 2 years. Now, what's crazy is that she wasn't reported missing until just recently. All because her brother, her little baby brother, wanted to give her a Christmas gift. It all starts from a Christmas gift. From a little boy. It's crazy. Now, we already know what we've gathered so far, right? Is that this little girl's been put into the system. Basically, she's been in and out of foster homes and all that. And that her father ended up taking custody of the child. And here's the thing. What we know so far in the stories that we've talked about before, she has an uncle, a great uncle, I guess, that now knows that she was being abused, allegedly being abused by her father and her father's name, is Adam Montgomery. Now, we have a lot of stuff that we got to unfold because, like I said, there's been a lot of stuff that's been happening over the past week, over the weekend, and bleeding into today. Yesterday, they stopped. FBI stopped searching the backyard of Adam Montgomery's old home. Like I said, there's just so much to unfold, so much going on that we need to talk about it, okay? But here's the thing. This young girl, like I said, by the name of Harmony Montgomery, this is her face right here, all right? She is 7 years old right now to this day. But here's the thing. Again, I'm sorry for repeating myself, but I think this is an important part. She went missing when she was 5 years old. No one said anything to anyone. No local authorities, no nothing. Well, at least as far as the family goes, on the side of the father, apparently he didn't say nothing to nobody. But Harmony's biological mother has come out to say some things. And allegedly, she went out and said, hey, this is important. Where's my daughter? Where did she go? And apparently she's saying that Child Protective Services didn't even flinch. Like I said, we have a lot to unfold here, okay? So let's go into a little bit of a timeline because I think that would be extremely important right now because, and then of course I got some videos and all of that stuff too. But I think a timeline would be incredibly crucial right here so that we just can understand what the heck is going on here, right? So let's do this, shall we? 1 second, please. All right. And it says right here, timeline. What we know so far about Harmony Montgomery's disappearance. Now, like I said, she was 5 years old when she was last seen. And we are all, I guess, we are all hopeful. We're hopeful that she is still alive and that somebody has possession of this young girl. That's what we're all hoping for, right? We all want this girl to come back in one piece and alive, right? So authorities have intensified their search for Harmony Montgomery, the 70-year-old who's been missing since 2019. New Hampshire, let me blow this up a little bit. New Hampshire police are seeking the public's help in the mysterious and prolonged disappearance that only recently surfaced. And like I said before, she's been gone for 2 years, and now people are talking about it. Now law enforcement are doing their due diligence and trying to find this young girl. Why wasn't this talked about in October of 2019? Why? You see what I'm saying? This may be too little, too late, but I'm hoping, fingers crossed, she'll be found in one piece. But here's the timeline of events made public so far in the girl's disappearance. So Easter 2019, Harmony's biological mother, Crystal Sorey, told told the media this was the last time she spoke to Harmony over FaceTime. Sorey lost legal custody of the girl in 2018 as she struggled with substance abuse issues. Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, and we got some stuff about Adam, okay? So sit tight. Who had legal custody, blocked all contact. So after Easter of 2019, Adam Montgomery shut off all contact between Sorey, or Crystal, the biological mother, and Harmony. Why? Just straight up blocked all contact. He was living in Manchester at the time. Sorey, or Crystal, who lives in Massachusetts, said that she went on a call to New Hampshire schools, drove by homes associated with Harmony's father, and made multiple calls to the New Hampshire Division of Children. youth, and families. Now that was around 2019, guys. Now here's the thing that doesn't make sense to me. Now, I mean, okay, I'm not going to sit here and throw her completely under the bus, but a part of me keeps wondering, why wasn't she knocking down, like, why wasn't she kicking down doors? In my personal opinion, I'd be kicking down doors, but at the same time, you know, everybody's different, right? And of course, she doesn't legally have custody of this child. So there's some legalese that you got to deal with, right? There's the law. I get that. But you're telling me that she called New Hampshire schools, drove by homes associated with Harmony's father, and made multiple calls to the the Division of Children, Youth, and Families, and no one did nothing? It's just strange, right? And that's only part one of this timeline. It's wild. So October 2019, Manchester police, Harmony was seen during a Manchester police call for service in 2019, October of 2019, at a residence in the city. This is the last time she was seen, physically seen, in Manchester, police said. New Year's Eve, 2021. 2021, everybody. Manchester police announced they received a report that Harmony Montgomery has not been seen since late of 2019. The circumstances surrounding this prolonged absence are very concerning, and are being thoroughly investigated now, the department said in a statement. Sorry for adding that color commentary to the quote, but come on. Now they're looking into it. Mind you, around Easter time of 2019, the biological mama was knocking down doors, making phone calls, and saying, "What up, doe? Where's my daughter? I know I don't legally have custody over her, but this is my daughter. Where's she at?" They didn't do anything. No one lifted a finger for 2 whole years. Now, now it's national news. Now everybody and their mom is talking about this right now. So, December 2021 and going on to this month right now in 2022, authorities search a home on Guilford Street in Manchester, New Hampshire, multiple times, which they said in a news release is a focus of investigation because it is the last location where Harmony was known to reside before her disappearance in 2019. January 4th, 2022, Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, is arrested on charges including failing to have Harmony in his custody. He pleaded not guilty. Are we surprised? Not so much, right? January 5th. And we're going to go back to Adam here in a little bit. We're going to get back to Mr. Montgomery here in a second because he's got quite a tarnished past, y'all. So, January 5th, 2022, Adam Montgomery's wife, and we got to talk about her too, okay? Harmony's stepmother is arrested, accused of welfare fraud for allegedly collecting food stamps for the girl, for Harmony, even though she was no longer living with the couple. She also pleaded not guilty. But hold up, though. So you're saying, okay, we got to talk. We got to tap in on the stepmama. Okay, we got to talk about this. So you're telling me that they didn't have this child for 2 years. They didn't have this child for 2 whole years. And she was still getting welfare. She was still collecting on behalf of Harmony, even though Harmony wasn't around. Mims, you tell me they didn't know where she is? Here's the other part. Here's the other part that doesn't make sense. First off, real quick, Dory, I want to say a big thank you for being a part of this, being a member of the family, being a part of the family membership on YouTube. Thank you so much. You've been a part of the family for 9 months. That's a long time. I appreciate your support. Thank you so much, Dory. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Excuse me. But so you're telling me that this girl's been gone for 2 years. They've been collecting on her behalf, collecting welfare on her behalf. And not once did they say, "Oh, we don't know where she is." Not once they didn't mention something. Then not once did they say, "She's been missing. Where the heck is she?" Like I said, Mims, make it make sense. The math ain't mathin' for me. Okay? The math just ain't mathin' for me. We got to jump into the stories of the stepmom real quick, because I do have an article here that I want to make sure we see, because I just don't understand. People do things. Never underestimate the power of desperation. That's what I think. And when you see this photo of this woman, I hate to go down that route, but addiction. Never underestimate the power of addiction. That's what I think too. Let's take a look at this photo real quick. This is Kayla Montgomery. This is the stepmom. She was arrested, and this is what she is presenting herself as. And I get it. She's arrested. She's, there's a missing child that's been gone for 2 years. So I'm sure that's the stress has been on her quite a bit, right? But doesn't she look a little bit like she's strung out? Asking for a friend. But let's get to the top of this article here. Missing Harmony Montgomery, stepmom arrested, charged with welfare fraud. So Kayla Montgomery collected over $1,500 in food stamp benefits since the child was last seen in 2019, police say. So authorities have arrested Kayla Montgomery, the stepmother of the missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery, after she allegedly collected more than $1,500 in food stamp benefits for the girl since she was last seen in 2019. Now, Kayla Montgomery, who's 31 years old, was arrested in Manchester on a warrant for a single charge of welfare fraud. Manchester police announced Wednesday morning, last week. The charge alleges that she continued to collect food stamp benefits for Harmony between December 2019 and June 2021 by failing to remove the child from her family's account with the New Hampshire Department of Health and Human Services, DHHS, Division of Family Assistance. Last time she was seen is in October of 2019. 2 months later, Kayla continues to add her on the list so that she can keep securing food stamps and whatnot, saying that she still was in possession of this child, in custody of this child. Yet no one had seen her since October of 2019. The allegation states that during this period, Harmony was not living with Montgomery or her husband, and Harmony's father. And Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, was also arrested on Wednesday in connection to 2019 assault against the partially blind child. Let's talk about the papa for a second, okay? Now, real quick, Kayla also shares 3 children with Adam Montgomery. but she is not the biological mother of Harmony, which we already know about that part. Okay. But real quick before we hop over to the Papa. Again, Madeline Reed, thank you so much for being a member for 9 months. I really do appreciate it. Thank you so much for your support. Disgustingly, people pull this crap all the time. People collect on dead parents, disabled family, siblings, whether or not they were responsible. You know what? You are absolutely right. You're absolutely right. This one just is this one just is extremely strange, right? This one adds a little bit more. There's a lot more cayenne pepper in this soup here, other than just them going, okay, well, this person died 2 years ago and we're still claiming, like everyone knows that the person has been dead. This little girl has been missing and they never even went to the police to say that this girl has been missing. And the only reason why this girl is being searched for right now is because her little brother, her biological little brother, wanted to give her a Christmas gift. And the adopted family was trying to reach out and they were going, hey, what the heck is going on? I'm curious. I'm curious. What's going on? Why can't we reach out? Why can't we hand this gift to Harmony so that they can still be connected, even though they're apart? All started because a little boy wanted to give his sister a gift for Christmas, y'all. Ain't that wild? Or they'd still be collecting checks. They'd still be living, doing their thing. Look at her. She clearly is on some things, in my personal opinion. Still getting high, still doing whatever she needs to do. Same thing with the husband. Same thing with the biological father. Law enforcement would still be not even batting an eye at the mother, at the concerned biological mother, Crystal, who's sitting there going, where's my daughter? My daughter's been missing, but they haven't been listening to her because they think, oh, she's just a crazed addict. Just a crazed addict. Let's go into the father real quick. Such a shame. And like I said, I got some video and stuff like that. We're going to take a look at that too. But I wanted to give you guys the breakdown of what the hell is going on with this, what we know so far, what we're going to continue to, hopefully what we'll find out more soon. But like I said, there's just more and more that just keeps unfolding with this story. And it's just it's webbing out, which is just it's just insane. But just trying to give you the meat and potatoes of everything. So they're saying abuse. And this is the biological mother. This is Crystal with her daughter. This is Harmony. And this is the father. He looks like he's in great shape. That is sarcasm. Okay, moving on. Harmony Montgomery's father allegedly strangled her mother while she was pregnant, as he's arrested over 7-year-old's disappearance. So the mom of the missing 7-year-old has alleged that the girl's dad was violent and strangled her while she was pregnant as cops continued their search. And I do have an interview with her that we are going to be looking at here. Brian Enton got a chance to chop it up with the biological mother, and it's very interesting to hear her theories and hear some truth to what law enforcement did, how they were responding, so on and so forth. Obviously, I've been laying some serious breadcrumbs and clues on how law enforcement has been treating her. But what she says, is pretty astonishing. But Adam Montgomery was arrested last week on charges linked with his daughter, Harmony Montgomery's disappearance after mom Crystal reported her missing 2 years after she was last seen. Okay, and you can see he got a teardrop tattoo. Yeah, he about that life. Oh, okay. Okay, I'm done. It's the teardrop for me, man. I'm sorry. It's just the teardrop. Thug life, I guess. All right. Crystal last saw her daughter. We already know this on FaceTime in 2019. That was in October. On Monday, FBI evidence response team arrived at the Harmony Montgomery search in Manchester. She is claiming that he was very violent towards her. She was strangled countless times while she was pregnant. But her disappearance wasn't reported until 2 years later during the last week of 2021. During the last week of 2021. Now, Crystal told a news junket, hi, baby, if you can see me and hear me, I want you to know that I never stop looking for you and I won't stop fighting until I find you, okay? So this woman really does believe that she's still out there, still alive, and is out there. And, you can never deny a mother's intuition. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's pretty damn palpable. And I'm hoping that she's right. I really do hope that her spidey sense, you know what I mean, that mommy sense is strong in her. I hope, you know. So we're gonna go into the interview with Crystal here very, very shortly, but I do want you to look at this as well. This is another piece of a side of the father that now is starting to come out here even more. Okay. Violent history, dark past of Harmony Montgomery's father, who was jailed for shooting a man in the head. Hence the reason why he has a teardrop. Okay. Just saying. So, Anna Montgomery was arrested, of course, on Tuesday and charged with felony second-degree assault stemming from an alleged attack against Harmony, who is 7 years old. All right, but this happened in 2019. There's been stories of her with bruises, black eye, all that stuff. All right, like I said, teardrop. He got a teardrop tattoo, y'all. Adam is also facing a misdemeanor charge of interference with custody and 2 misdemeanor counts of endangering the welfare of a child. As Adam remained in police custody on Wednesday, his dark past came to light after his young daughter was reported missing in December 2021, 2 years after she was last seen. During a Monday news conference, Manchester Police Chief discussed how Harmony was involved with child welfare agencies in New Hampshire and Massachusetts, according to Massachusetts Department of Children and Families. Records obtained by the Boston 25 News, a local news junket out there, Harmony was bounced between her mother's care and DCF for much of her young life. The young girl was placed in custody with her father in 2019 when she was roughly 5 years old. Now, the thing I find very interesting is why was she put in custody of her father? If he's also a recovering addict as well. If there's a history of violence, if he has as they say, a violent past, why? Why would they give him full custody of this child? So the records also state Adam was incarcerated during some of Harmony's life before that. So let's get into it, shall we? So his violent past, dating back to 2007, Adam's charges in New Hampshire range from burglary, first-degree assault, to stalking. So in January of 2014, the 31-year-old was charged with armed robbery and assault with intent to murder in Haverhill, Massachusetts. Adam shot a man in the head during a drug deal, police records state. At the time of his arraignment, the Haverhill District Court judge ordered Adam to be held without bail and considered him too much of a danger to the public if released. He was considered a danger to the public, a menace to society, everybody. I ain't capping, it's right here. It's in black and white. And yet he still obtained custody over this child later on in life. 5 years later. He had full custody of his child, of one of his children. One. Charges were later reduced, but he served time in connection with the incident. He shot a man in the head, allegedly. So, according to Boston 25, Harmony's mother also has a criminal history in Massachusetts, and DCF has been involved with her for many years. However, it's unclear whether the mother had contact with Harmony since Adam was given custody. Mystery shrouds the missing child case of Harmony, who hasn't been seen since October of 2019, when cops were called to a home in Manchester, New Hampshire. This is the little girl again. So he shot a guy in the head during, I'm assuming, a drug deal gone sour. He was held without bail because the judge said he was basically a menace to society. And he still ended up getting custody, full custody, over this 5-year-old girl at the time, 5-year-old girl, Harmony Montgomery. Yeah, this ain't working for me, but apparently that's okay with New Hampshire, with the state of New Hampshire. I guess that's good enough. Oh, he's reformed. He's changed. He's a different human being. He's not what he used to be like. Even though he shot a guy, allegedly. Huh. It just doesn't work for me. And now, because you gave him full custody of this child is gone. And we don't know where she is. And for some odd reason, he and his wife, Kayla, were able to finesse this whole situation. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. Okay, guys. Okay. So, those are the things that we have so far. I do have a little video of a timeline here that I'm gonna play for you guys. It's a video just showing a little bit of what we got so far and what we know and all that. And yeah, like I said, it's crazy. And then of course I got a video with an interview from the biological mother that I want to take a look at. Or a snippet of it, because it is a long interview, but there's a big piece, big chunk, nice big old chunk that I think will be really nice for you guys to hear as well. So let's take a look at this video real quick.
Just imagine if it was Jordan.
Whoops. 1 second, guys. There we go. Let's try that again, shall we?
Just imagine if it was your daughter, your niece, your granddaughter. People know. Someone knows. Someone knows something.
Harmony Montgomery's disappearance takes us back to April 2019. In an affidavit for Harmony's father, Adam Montgomery, her mother, Crystal Sorey, tells police she saw Harmony on a FaceTime call with Adam around Easter. She says Harmony looked scared. In July of 2019, Harmony's great uncle, Kevin Montgomery, witnesses Harmony with a black eye. In the affidavit, he tells police Adam told him he did it, saying, "I bashed her around the house." The alleged abuse stemmed from an incident between Harmony and her baby brother, where Adam found Harmony holding her hand over her brother's mouth to stop him from crying.
What child does that in general? I'm just curious. Why would a child do that? Right? Found Harmony holding a hand over the brother's mouth to stop him from crying. What kind of child? Why would a child do that? Wouldn't you think that's just absolute fear? Absolute fear of being bashed around the house? This child is terrified.
Kevin also claims he recalled seeing Harmony spanked hard on the butt, being forced to stand in the corner for hours, and scrubbing the toilet with her toothbrush.
This man had scrubbing the toilet with her toothbrush. Let me just say that again. Scrubbing the toilet with her toothbrush. CPS didn't see any of this kind of stuff? Who does that to a child, y'all?
Manchester police say Harmony was last seen in October of 2019 at a home in New Hampshire. Harmony's great uncle tells News Nation's Ashley Banfield he was visiting that house at the time and made the call to police.
It was my mother's house, and we wanted to go there and get some things that my mother wanted to retrieve and to check on the kids.
He says he briefly saw Harmony inside the home, recalling she looked timid. In the following months, Adam Montgomery's wife, Kayla, claims November or December of 2019 was the last time she physically saw Harmony. She told police in an affidavit that Adam was driving Harmony back to Crystal's home in Massachusetts. Kayla says she never saw or heard from Harmony again after that. Harmony's mother denied getting back her daughter around that time. Throughout 2021, according to court documents, Crystal spent the year attempting to find Adam and her daughter.
Now, here's the thing. I said it earlier, right? And of course, this is kind of just a reiteration of the timeline that I kind of read earlier, right? And spoke about earlier. But here's the thing. I'm gonna roll that back just a tiny bit because I just this part I'm so confused about.
Crystal spent the year attempting to find Adam and her daughter.
So then where did they go? How was Adam able to duck, bob and weave with a 5-year-old daughter? How was he able to finesse and move through the cracks and hide in plain sight without Crystal being able to find them? You see what I'm saying? Like, I get it that maybe she wasn't lucky, right? I get it that maybe she was dealing with her own demons, right? Her own addictions and all that too. Let's add that in here too. Let's just throw that in. Unless she's been sober for a long time. I do not know, right? And I have not found out about how long Crystal has been sober. But here's the thing though. And I get you have life and all that, but this is your child. So you're telling me for 2 years you never were in contact? Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, guys. For 2 years, you don't talk to your baby daddy at all. Baby daddy has the child and is running around with said child, and you've never physically been in the same room with this person. I don't know. Does this make sense, guys? See you later, Penn. Have a good day. But does that make sense? How are you able to do that for that long, for 2 years? Where are you dodging off to? Now, obviously, you don't have the child because the child's been missing since October. Let's be real. God knows what you did. God knows what Adam Montgomery did to his little daughter. But at the same time, it's not like he's running around trying to have this child. He didn't have the child in his possession. So why wasn't so I understand maybe maneuvering around might be easier, but what? Was he living off the streets? Were they both couch surfing for 2 years straight? How does this work? How did this happen? And how wasn't Crystal able to get in contact with this man?
Adam and Kayla had blocked all communication from Crystal through phone numbers and social media. Crystal says she made attempts to locate her by contacting different schools and driving by addresses that may be associated with Adam, but no luck. In November of 2021, Crystal reported Harmony missing to Manchester police, saying her daughter was in Adam's custody. Police then contacted New Hampshire's Division of Children, Youth, and Families for further information on Adam, but couldn't locate him. On December 27, 2021, the state's Division of Children, Youth, and Families notified police saying they could not locate Harmony. On New Year's Eve, police made contact with Adam and his new girlfriend, who were found together inside a car. According to Adam's affidavit, police say he made contradicting statements about Harmony and refused to provide information on her whereabouts by telling police, "Not talking to you. I have nothing to say to you. And if I'm not under arrest, I'm leaving."
That's a really great start to an interrogation. When you're sitting there trying to act like you innocent and you say, "Not talking to you, man. I have nothing to say to you." Real talk. Real talk. This man knows exactly where this girl is. He knows exactly what happened to this girl, what he did to this little girl. Yeah, so it's a great start to an interrogation.
Police later take him into custody.
Unbelievable.
On January 2nd, 2022, police search a Manchester home that belonged to Harmony's family in 2019, hoping to find answers where she could be. On January 4th, Manchester police charge Adam Montgomery with second-degree assault from that incident in 2019 involving Harmony, interference with custody, and endangering the welfare of a child. The following day, Kayla Montgomery was arrested on a warrant for a charge of welfare fraud stemming from food stamp benefits she was claiming on behalf of Harmony, even though she was no longer living with them. Which brings us to where we are today. Harmony is still missing, with police working around the clock.
I'm in rescue mode right now. All right. This is not a recovery. All efforts are focused on that Harmony is alive, and somewhere out there, this little girl is, in need of help.
And family pleading for her safe return.
My niece is out there. She has family that love her. Yeah, we just want her home.
Of course, the family wants her home. I just keep wondering if they had done enough, if they were really putting in the efforts 2 years ago. And here's the other thing. You also got to add in here too. You have a great uncle. You hear his voice. He's in the top of this video right here, right? That sits here and says, something definitely happened to her. We need to find her, so on and so forth. But then where was he before? Why wasn't he doing full court press back then? Why does this great uncle suddenly care now? Now, in the interview that he did have, it's like a 15-minute long interview that News Nation conducted with him. He does say, there was no conversations. We were completely cut off. That, it basically they were estranged. I get that piece, but I don't know. It just seems so strange to me that for 2 years, you're not wondering what happened. For 2 years, you're not wondering about your great niece or you know what I'm saying? And I get that some people get disconnected and that's extended family and all that, and those things tend to get things can be get fuzzy, right, as the family tree starts to grow. But at the same time, if you are hearing that, this is the other question I have too, right here, right off the bat. It makes you wonder if Crystal was actually getting in contact with his extended family, if she was able to get in contact with his extended family. And I know that, sir, I'm sure that there's a lot of people out here, the family going, oh, well, they're addicted to drugs and they're whatever heads and so on and so forth. Don't pick up the phone. She's probably asking for money, so on and so forth, blah, blah, blah. I get that piece. But then when it's like, I'm still just trying to find my daughter and I haven't seen her. Have you seen her? It just makes you wonder, like, what's up? And I don't know the story about what they're like on social media, if their family members are people that are on social media like that, like on Facebook, you know what I mean? So that maybe Crystal could have reached out on Facebook or something like that. But you see what I'm saying? Like, it just seems so strange to me that great uncle now is coming out the gate now, basically saying, we need to find her. We care about her. Something happened to her. We need to find our Harmony. We don't know what happened to Harmony. And it's like, wait a second. Why weren't you talking about Harmony before? Why do you suddenly care about Harmony now? What happened 2 years before this? That's the part where I go, hey, Lucy, you have some splaining to do. You got some splaining to do. That's what I think. But then again, I mean, I'm not in their shoes, so I can't judge too hard. But there are questions here that just keep popping up that just don't feel right. We got another video. I want to show you guys this interview. I'm going to show you guys this interview because I thought it was really, really good. Brian Enton, I got to give him mad props where props are due. Brian Enton conducted this interview with the biological mother. All right. Crystal Sorey, the biological mother of Harmony Montgomery, the woman that has been looking for her child for the past 2 years, that suddenly now, as of the past few weeks now, has reported her missing, but was suspecting that her daughter was missing for 2 years. So we need to take a look at this interview. Brian Enton conducted this interview. I thought it's a much longer interview, but this is a part that I thought was damn good. And it sparks more questions. So let's take a look.
The search intensifying today for missing 7-year-old Harmony Montgomery. At her last known address in Manchester, New Hampshire, an FBI evidence response team has been called in. From the air, you can see crews using pipes with hot water in the backyard to thaw out the frozen ground so they can dig and search.
I just want people to hear me and come forward and tell us something, because somebody knows something.
Crystal Sorey is Harmony's mom. Police say the 7-year-old little girl was missing for 2 years before detectives found out. She lived with her dad, Adam Montgomery.
Where did you think Harmony was for the last 2 years?
I thought she was with her dad, and he was just being a jerk, really. That's what I hoped was happening, but in my heart I knew something was wrong. Something was very wrong.
Crystal says she last saw her daughter during a FaceTime back in 2019.
And what did she seem like when you saw her on FaceTime?
Terrified. I would say, hey, what's going on? What'd you eat for lunch? What'd you do today? Are you going to school yet? Like, how are your brothers and sisters? You got any friends? Little questions like, I'm her mom. Like, I want to know these things. I want to know she's happy. And every time I asked these things, he would pause it and he'd tell whatever he'd say to her. I can't hear him. He'd mute it. And he'd be like, don't tell her, don't. And she'd be like, and I'm watching her. So he'd unmute it. And I'm like, what's going on?
The father, Adam Montgomery, was arrested last week on assault charges, accused of hitting and abusing little Harmony and failing to have her in his custody and not knowing where she is.
Have you ever seen Adam be violent?
Yeah, when I was in a relationship with him, he used to choke me, I was pregnant with her. He choked me.
With his violent past and addiction, I mean, do you think he could have?
I feel like he sold her. I think he sold her because the same week that they're saying this happened, the day after Thanksgiving to December 6th, was the week after my son legally got adopted on the news. You know what I mean? And he knew what my son looked like. That's my daughter's brother, So he saw that, and I really think it's connected. I think like he got that idea from seeing that and was like, oh, I can do it illegally,
You hear that? Yeah. Yeah, Cam. She thinks that Adam Montgomery possibly sold his own child. Yep. That's not a surprise. That wouldn't be a random thought if you think about it. Remember, let me just say this really quick. You saw the two photos of those two. You saw Kayla, his wife, and you saw Adam. And you tell me that do they look like they're law-abiding citizens? Hard-working, tax-paying Americans? Do you think? I'll answer for it. Ooh. No, I don't think so at all. Like I said, never underestimate the power of addiction. And people will go at great lengths to get their fix, to continue to chase that dragon, right? What if he did sell his own child? What if? Maybe just completely, yeah, it sounds crazy, right? But you got a mother who knows the power of addiction because she's a recovering addict as well. She fights that demon every single day. I'm sure she's gone to great lengths to catch a fix. And she's had 2 years, allegedly 2 years, to sit around and think of this stuff. One of her other children was legally adopted, right? Fully adopted. That family has full possession, full custody over her other child. The same child that wanted to give a gift to his sister. That sparked this whole thing. That got this whole thing moving, right? Who's to say if he was sitting there one day just getting high, He's like, well, I could make a couple racks though. Mind you, this is the same man that shot a dude in the head during a crappy drug deal. Who's to say? Never underestimate the power of addiction. Let's continue, shall we?
Crystal claims she tried expressing her concerns to authorities over and over again, but was ignored. She partly blames herself for the nightmare she is now living.
Do you feel any guilt?
Oh, yeah. Every day. Every day. I played a part in this. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm innocent. Like, I'm a recovering addict. Like, when I gave birth to her, I didn't know nothing about being a parent. I didn't know nothing about getting in recovery, but I never stopped trying.
It is so hard to see Harmony's face tonight on TVs across the country. Brian, Crystal says she could sense that something was wrong every time that she heard or saw Harmony. What did she do to reach out and alert authorities to her concerns?
Well, Marnie, she says that she went to the state, to investigators with the state, and also to the police many times, saying that she was concerned. But she says that no one would take her seriously because she was dealing with addiction. Finally, at the end of last year, she says she wrote the mayor an email, the mayor of Manchester, an email saying that she was concerned and threatening to go to the media. And she says that is when the police here in Manchester finally got involved.
And
you heard that, right? I want to make this sure that we make that abundantly clear. So she went many times to DCFS, to law enforcement, to the powers that be, to say, hey, sup though? Where's my daughter? I'm looking for my daughter. And they did not, I repeat, they did not take her seriously because they just thought she was just an addict. Not until she wrote a letter to the mayor, not until she shook the very foundation of her city or of that area, did they actually even give a damn about this situation. They didn't care. They're like, she's a junkie. Don't pay attention to her. She's probably, her brain's already scrambled eggs by now because of the amount of stuff that she's pumping in her body. They didn't care. That's a very interesting and surprising accusation to put out there. I'm going to roll that back just a little bit because I think that part is very important and shocking in my personal opinion.
She do to reach out and alert authorities to her concerns?
Well, Marnie, she says that she went to the state, to investigators with the state, and also to the police many times, saying that she was concerned. But she says that no one would take her seriously because she was dealing with addiction. Finally, at the end of last year, she says she wrote the mayor an email, the mayor of Manchester, an email saying that she was concerned and threatening to go to the media. And she says that is when the police here in Manchester finally got involved.
Let me say this again. When she finally said, I'm going to the media, as much as, people talk trash on media, right? As much as they talk about shows like mine or News Nation or CNN, Fox News, all those junkets, it does come in handy when you're sitting there going, I will go to the press. I will expose this and say that you guys did nothing to help me. And guess what happened? As soon as she put out that letter, suddenly it became a missing persons report. And now they're doing everything they can to try to find this now 7-year-old girl. Yet this is a woman, allegedly, this is what she's saying, that she went out of her way. She's been doing this for the past 2 years, trying to find her daughter, bring awareness of her daughter, and no one's talked about it. Not one person has talked about this missing person, this missing little girl, until she writes a letter saying, I will take this to media. And you guys will look really, really bad. Well, too late. They're looking really, really bad right now. Let's keep it straight funky right now, y'all. They're looking bad as hell.
And Brian, that's where we're hitting some dead ends as well. We have asked day after day after day to talk with police, to talk to the attorney general there, to talk to Child Protective Services. Yeah. We're curious and have the same questions that everybody does. Have you had any luck being there on the ground and getting some answers from those authorities?
No, we also tried today with Manchester Police and the Attorney General here in New Hampshire. Both turned down our request for an interview, but it was active out here. I'll tell you that, Marnie. They had a special FBI evidence team out here searching the house behind me. They were here all day long. The latest tonight from Harmony's mom is she says she was informed by detectives that they have found nothing.
And Brian, did Crystal mention why her ex had custody of Harmony to begin with?
She says that he should have never had custody of Harmony. As we know from following this case, her other child she put up for adoption, she says her ex should have never had that little girl, and she doesn't understand why. Again, you have to realize there are so many layers to this story, and drug addiction is a very big part of it on all sides. But she says that it was just a terrible situation for that little girl. I was going over all of the documents today. It is just so heartbreaking to hear about what happened inside this house behind me to that little girl. At one point, there was apparently no power in the winter. They were using a generator. There are allegations that her father was very, very abusive. He is behind bars, we know right now, but still no one knows where this little girl is.
That girl was living in hell. pretty much. That little girl was living in hell. And all the other children, because you got to remember there were other children. Adam Montgomery and Kayla, his new wife or his wife, had other children as well. And they were all in this house living in hell. And Harmony was the oldest, from what I'm understanding, out of the group of kids. It's terrible, y'all. The amount of neglect here is kind of surprising. It's jaw-dropping that this is even something that we are talking about. A 5-year-old girl goes missing, and she's still missing to this day, and we only know about it because a missing persons report was made finally just a few weeks ago. I mean, shoot, 11 days ago, just about. That's insane, y'all. Laura Estrada, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Again, she says, mental health needs to be recognized as truly the root of our sick country. Yeah, absolutely. No doubt. We're dealing with some serious ish out here. And there's a lot of people out here that are, I get it. These are some trying times, you know, we're locked up. We all feel like a prisoner in our own homes. We're dodging this Rona. There's all these new versions, these new remixes that are coming out every single damn day. It seems like it almost seems like every 5 minutes there's a new something, you know, there's a new remix coming out. We're all stressed out, right? And a lot of us are still fighting to find even just $1, right? But this is just crazy. Stories like this and the story that I talked about last night, about Jason Walker. You know, you just look at these stories and you're going, wow, this is a real thing, y'all. This is real. This is not just some fiction story that you see on Law and Order SVU. This is a real story. And this little girl is still nowhere to be found. FBI stopped their search in the backyard because they were literally combing the backyard of Adam Montgomery's previous residence, where she was allegedly last seen inside that house. So they're in the backyard, digging through the backyard to see if maybe there's some sort of evidence that could lead to finding her. They found nothing in the backyard. But you also got to remember this too. It's been 2 years. It's been 2 years. A multitude of things can be done in a day. If you have 2 years to do whatever the hell you need to do to cover up evidence, you can literally do the impossible if you had 2 years on your hands. And now we have this situation where this woman, Crystal, is finally getting the attention for her daughter as much as she can now. And here's the thing. You never know. We never know if there was some sort of connection, if she's involved in it as well. We don't know. God only knows at this point. And I'm hoping that at some point, the truth does come out here. Because this is what this little girl deserves. She needs to be brought back home. Whether that is whether she's alive or dead. And I hate to say it like that, but it's been 2 years. God knows where she is. And yeah, Kelly B, let's add that too. Let's add that as well. And they were still collecting checks on this baby girl. They were still collecting checks. See, this is the thing. I feel like they need to be bringing her in. Not her, I'm sorry. They need to be bringing the Kayla and Adam Montgomery, the ones that were in custody of this child. They need to put them in a dark room, interrogate the hell out of them until they start talking. Now, here's the thing, though. I have speculations, and my speculation is this. As soon as Kayla got brought in and getting charged for welfare fraud, I think she started to squawk. I think she started talking. That's the only reason why they went to the backyard of the old place. That's what I think. I think she got brought in. She's terrified. She wants to get her next fix. She wants to get out as quickly as she can. She's going, oh, my God, I'm getting charged for this, this, and this. I will do anything you want me to do. Just tell me what you need to know. Where's Harmony? Well, the last time I saw her, she was over here. That's all I know. Yeah, she was in the backyard. You know what I mean? God knows. This makes me think of the Summer Wells story, too. You know, just a little bit more elaborate, right? In a longer timeline, 2 years. But I guarantee you this girl talking. Kayla talking. Adam not saying nothing. I mean, he got a teardrop for a tattoo on his cheek. I'm sure he's like, nah. I ain't no snitch. I ain't saying nothing. What you want? Pfft. I don't know nothing, man. That's what I think. So that's what I think. I think that she's finally talking. They combed that backyard, right? They scoured that backyard. FBI ended up wrapping everything up yesterday in the middle of the afternoon. And you heard that from Brian Enton as well, that they found nothing. They found nothing in the backyard. But you got to remember, it's been 2 years. Unless they were able to find body parts or skeletal remains or something of that sort, you know, there's a lot of things that could get washed away, blow away, so on and so forth. It's 2 years, you know? Talk about weather, everything. You know, God knows who the new owner of that house is. You never know. They could have kids, and those kids could have been running around, messing with stuff, throwing things around. I mean, anything's possible. But I do think that Kayla, the stepmom, is starting to cooperate a little bit. And that's why they were in the backyard looking for any evidence, any clues that could bring Harmony Montgomery home. But this is what we know so far, everybody. This is the information that they have given us and what we've seen on the news and all that. I just figured I wanted to wait until there was a little bit more up until now, right? So that you guys kind of know what's going on, get a little bit more of an up-to-date breakdown of what's popping off around this search for this young girl. Still, to me, I'm still going Mims. I'm still saying make it make sense, because a lot of things are still not making any sense. There's extremely an amazing amount of layers to this story. And yes, there's an incredible amount of stories of addiction on both sides. That's very true. The mother's a recovering addict. The father is clearly an active addict. The stepmother also is. So, and I'm sure whatever the community that they're in right here, you can only imagine. I mean, the community that they surround themselves with, I'm sure, is nothing but fueled by drugs. So I'm curious. I'm hopeful that we find some information and we bring this girl home. That's what I'm really hoping for. That we bring this little girl home in one piece. Because like I said, it'd be nice to have her home and then they find out the truth of what's going on with her. But right now, she's still gone. We still don't know where the hell she is. But I really do hope that they bring her home soon and we find the truth. Also, the other thing I want to say this too is, yes, I think who said it? Odd Negroes official said this. Something about them possibly using the GoFundMe, like, oh, this is the reason why the great uncle could be around because of the trying to get that GoFundMe money. There are a lot of evil people out here in the world, and I'm not going to sit here and say that that they're doing that, but like I said, there's people out here that will do anything for a bag, because it doesn't make sense. Like I said, it doesn't make sense that they were there, they knew about her being missing, or at least had some inkling that she was missing, and yet they did nothing to help try to get the truth out there, or at least get the missing persons report going. The mother was the only one out here trying to get people to hear her and hear her plea. But the family never went out of their way to say, yes, listen to her. She wants to know where her daughter is. What the heck is going on? I find that strange. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that they're just trying to scoop a quick bag, but it is very strange that the extended family on both sides of the fence, because not only just on Adam Montgomery's side, but even on her side, even on Crystal, the biological mother's side. What about her family? She's all by herself this entire time? It's so strange. No one rallied with her to say, truth. We want truth. Where's this daughter? So on and so forth. And you know what? Yeah. Kelly, I'll say that too. You ain't wrong. He seemed like he was at a worse for wears too. And I hate to be that judgmental, but I mean, you saw how he looked. He looked, and you never know. He could just be distraught, finding out about his great niece missing, or he could be also someone who's a recovering addict. You never know. You never know. But yeah, that uncle did his the interview in the rain. That's true. But that might have been a location that he was okay with being at. You never know. He may not have wanted people in his home as well. So I have to put that out there too. But that is a possibility too, that the family was maybe desperate and needed the money too. I don't know. It's so strange. This makes me think of that movie Gone Baby Gone. Real talk. The Casey Affleck movie, Gone Baby Gone. You know what I mean? If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Okay? And that's some wild ish too. So we don't know. Hopefully we're going to find out more information as time goes on. Of course, you're going to find out right here on the Pascal Show. Right? But hopefully they bring her home in one piece, alive. We find her soon. Or this might be a cold case. Gone Girl Gone. Thank you. Sorry about that, Kelly B. You're right. Gone Girl Gone. No. It's Gone Baby Gone. It's Gone Baby Gone. Hold on. Now you got me messed up. Because Gone Girl is the Ben Affleck movie. Hold on. Yep, it's Gone Baby Gone. Okay. I wanted to make sure. It's Gone Baby Gone. Okay? Check it out sometime. It's a good movie. I thought it was pretty damn good. Real talk. But anyway, guys, thank you all for being on to the mods. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for being your beautiful mod selves. All right? And it's time to get going, y'all. All right? Don't forget to hit that like button down below. Please do me that favor. Hit that like button down below. And of course, do not forget to crush that subscribe button. Send those likes past 200 likes. before you leave. Just hit the like button before you leave. You know what I mean? Before you tune off. Hit that like button. Send it all the way past 200 likes. That would really, really mean a lot. And of course, hit that subscribe button, destroy, nuke it, make it call out your name, that subscribe button, okay? And be sure to hit that notification bell, okay? But anyway, it is time to get going, y'all. Much love to you all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. If anything's popping off, you know for a fact I'll be doing a pop-up or doing some sort of stream if something's popping off later on this afternoon, okay? Got to get going. Be good to yourselves. Be good to one another. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Stay blessed, everybody. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
You're going to perform tonight. I can't make this interview boring because this man is too exciting as a host. And I'm truly saying this, and if y'all can't do this, me and this man here is going to leave and go somewhere else where we can get some love. I want everyone in the building to say, I love Pascal on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Wow.
Homeowners and property managers, if you're looking for effective and humane ways to remove wild animals and deal with the damage that they have caused, we have good news for you. Introducing Wildlife Command Center. We are the only wildlife company that checks 70 different areas on a structure to determine the answers to the following questions. For more information, call us now.
The Fur and Leather Center, providing the highest of fur and leather goods.